Rise and shine. You're watching WCTV Eyewitness News. The Good Morning Show starts now.
Coming up this morning, the Valdosta sewage spill that took place last year is contaminating the waters. The community is coming together to solve the issue before it's too late. Plus, the Tallahassee woman accused of murdering her husband will finally have her day in court. And a highway speed chase gone wrong. A patrol car was racing through the street intersection until it collided into another car. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Taylor Knight. That chase ended in a crash that left the deputy's car mangled. It happened around 9:30 last night at East Clay Crawford Streets in Thomasville. Georgia State Patrol says the 50-year-old deputy chased the car past a stop sign and into the intersection. That's when he was hit by a 60-year-old driver of this white pickup truck. The impact sending the patrol car crashing into another vehicle parked on the road. The person he was chasing was able to get away.
This person ran for a reason. It wasn't just because he made a stupid traffic maneuver. This person was running, and in doing that became a felon. Don't know why he was running, but we sure want to find out.
Here's some of the dash cam video of the incident. To give you a closer look, deputies are looking for a light-colored Mercury Grand Marquis. Anyone with information is asked to call GSP. A Tallahassee woman accused of killing her husband and cashing in more than $1 million in life insurance policies will stand trial in December. DENISE now set for trial December 10th. Williams is accused of the murder of her husband, Michael Williams, back in December 2000. His body only recently discovered after the triggerman confessed and led authorities to his grave. DENISE Williams' trial could overlap with his 18th anniversary of Mike Williams' disappearance. Tallahassee police are asking for help to track down a couple of fraud suspects. Investigators say two men opened illegal credit card accounts. Here's a look at them. Police say they used the fake cards to buy gift cards and get cash. It happened in late July at the Walgreens on West Tennessee, a Wells Fargo ATM at FAMU. A 9-year-old boy brought a loaded gun to a Florida school. He aimed the gun at 3 classmates with threatening comments. Authorities are trying to figure out where the boy found the gun and what made him bring the gun to Fort Lauderhill Paul Turner Elementary School in Fort Lauderdale. The boy was arrested and taken to juvenile detention facility. He's now facing charges of possession of a firearm on school property and 3 counts of aggravated assault. Several communities are taking matters into their own hands after the spills of wastewater treatment plants in Valdosta. Earlier this year, they have noticed effects in their community, Madison County. Officials are saying enough is enough when it comes to sewage spills in local rivers. Now they have more people helping them solve this issue. 12 counties are forming a task force to solve these spills and making a community effort.
Not only a Madison County issue, but this is not only a regional issue around the basin, with the Coochie-Swanee River Basin, but it has an impact all the way to the state level.
The coalition is starting a petition requiring the state of Georgia to immediately report spills. They hope to start developing an action plan in the next 2 months. The Florida Wildlife Commission is putting out the word, beware of the bears. This time of the year, Florida black bears are busy prepping for the winter. FWC says they're on the move and looking for food. This map shows recent bear sightings in and around. WPC advises you can keep bears where they belong by making sure your garbage is secure. Keep it inside or in a bear-resistant container, but don't leave your pet food outside. Firemen discovered 3 little bears stuck inside a garbage bin. We'll tell you how they got them out. The FAMU Marching 100 is competing in the 2018 Rose Day Parade in California. The 100 is one of the only 21 bands across the country invited to participate. They are excited for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. However, they need help raising $500,000 to go. So far, the 100 has raised $200,000, but they still have a way to go.
The sky's the limit. We just got to keep supporting them because they are one of the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? And we got to keep on letting people see where the best come from.
If you would like to help the Marching 100 get to their goal, the donation link is on our website. In your WCTV must-see, surfer Maya Gabriel of Brazil set a world record. She did it by riding a 68-foot wave that once almost took her life. Gabriel made a killer comeback from her 2013 injury off the same coastal stretch of Portugal. She nearly drowned and broke her ankle, but didn't let that experience scare her from attempting the challenge one more time. Gabriela now holds the title as the largest wave surf by a female in the Guinness World Record. The title was announced in a special ceremony on October 1st.
Watch yourself. Oh, let him out then.
Animals are not the only ones who call 911 when they need help. Firemen woke up to a loud sound outside their building. It was a mother bear guarding some rubbish near the garbage. The firemen realized her cubs were trapped inside the toppled container. One fireman distracted the mother bear while another safely rescued the cubs. As soon as the cubs were out, they ran straight to their mom. What's better than the holidays and food? How about macaroni and cheese candy canes? That may remind you of a home-cooked meal, but just not as filling. The Seattle company is introducing its newest flavor, macaroni and cheese. However, this is not the first food-flavored candy cane they have created. They have chicken-flavored, clam-flavored, and bacon-flavored candy canes. These candy canes can be purchased online for $5.95 a pack. Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh is waiting to see the results of FBI investigation for the sexual misconduct allegations against him. A sentencing date has now been set for 4 men convicted in the murder of Hoyt Burge. David Howard, Paige Briggs, Stanley West, and Patrick Burrin will be sentenced on November 20th. The men were found guilty of third-degree murder last month. Burge was beaten, shot, and his body was stuffed in the trunk of a car at a Tallahassee apartment complex last year. Paige Vowell is already serving a life sentence for the murder. 2 other suspects have yet to stand trial. A Tallahassee mother is now on trial in staring down a life sentence if convicted. Leah Felten is accused of making pornographic breastfeeding videos and selling them on YouTube. She's facing nearly 3 dozen felony charges, including sexual battery on a child. Felten's attorneys claim while the videos are proactive, they don't show any sex acts with children. The state rested its case on Tuesday afternoon. The defense is expected to start this morning. Florida Fish and Wildlife is investigating a deadly boating accident. Officials say it happened Monday afternoon on Ocalachi River in Leon County. A 45-year-old Aaron Smith of Quincy was killed. Officials say he was operating a 14-foot John boat when it hit something under the water. 2 other men on the boat were not hurt. The FWC now issuing warning about black bears. This time of the year, they are busy prepping for the winter. So FWC says they're on the move and they're looking for food. This map shows recent bear sightings in and around Tallahassee. FWC advises you can keep bears where they belong by making sure your garbage is secure. Keep it inside or in a bear-resistant container, but don't leave your pet food outside. In your national news, the FBI has until the end of the week to finish the reopened background investigation into the misconduct allegation against Kavanaugh. Democrats want at least 24 hours to review the FBI report before any confirmation votes. Some senators are still unsure and undecided how they'll vote for the Supreme Court nominee. The FBI should be wrapping up their investigation into Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh as early as this morning.
I had 1 beer. Well, do you think it was? Nope, it was 1 beer. Oh, good. How did you get home? I don't remember. How'd you get there? I don't remember. Where is the place? I don't remember. How many years ago was it? I don't know.
President Trump mocked Christine Blasey Ford's testimony from last week in front of a crowd of supporters in Mississippi who support Kavanaugh. Ford's lawyer, Michael Brumwich, said, Is it any wonder why she was terrified and to come forward and why other sexual assault survivors are as well? In your consumer news, Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the combination of very low employment and steady low inflation shows the U.S. is going through extraordinary times. Powell was speaking yesterday to the National Association of Business Economics. He said the central bank will continue its gradual approach to raising interest rates. Fewer vehicles rolled off lots in September. Major automakers say sales fell 7% last month and were down 4% from June through September from a year ago. Some industry analysts are blaming the decline for 1 less day of sales during the month and a surge in car buying last September when people rushed to replace their vehicles damaged by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. And while some people may be trying the latest keto or gluten-free diet, other Americans are skipping their fast food habit. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that 1 in 3 adults still eat fast food on any given day, and the study found no difference in women versus men. In your medical news, a new study shows a diet in high fried and processed food is the main reason why blacks are at a higher risk of developing high blood pressure than whites. Researchers at the University of Alabama at Birmingham finds eating a Southern-style diet can lead to a stroke or a heart attack. More people, especially those diagnosed with diabetes, being hospitalized for skin and respiratory tract infections and sepsis. A CDC study finds diabetic people are 2 to 7 times more likely to be admitted to the hospital for an infection. And overweight or obese people with type 2 diabetes have a greater risk of dying from different types of cancer. That's according to the British researchers who found women with type 2 diabetes are 31% more likely to die from any cancer. For men, the risk is 22% higher. If you didn't think technology could get any cooler, check out this robotic machine that gives people the ability to stand and walk again. We may not have flying cars yet, but technology is now giving patients a chance to walk. A new treatment for patients who have suffered from spinal cord injuries are helping them stand on their own. The EKSO-GT machine is a portable robotic exoskeleton that attaches to a patient's body and allows them to stand up and feel what it's like to walk again.
I think it's really inspiring because it instills what it felt like to walk normally again. So it kind of forces me to think I can maybe walk normally again in the future.
Jessica McNear suffered from a stroke that left her paralyzed. She now works for EKSO Bionics, the company that created the machine. It was designed to help patients with spinal cord injuries, paralysis, and other neurological conditions. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Remember, you never have to wait for news. You can find it on our website, WCTV.tv. I'm Taylor Knight. Have a great day.